Welcome back. Next, we want to talk about our Bible and story, the lesson part of what you're doing in Sunday school each week. And this is a lot of fun, I think, because this is the meat of the teaching part. And I know in your heart, you really wanted to share with kids the message of the Bible here in our church. They know some stuff already, so you've got a little task in front of you to make this Bible story, this lesson, come alive. So first off, the curriculum that you have has the text printed in it or shows you the text from the Bible where a Bible story might take place. And I think it's a good habit to have the Bibles out, have the kids turn to there. The younger kids, it's nice to have the screen up. The screen often has pictures and images, so you can use your PowerPoints to see those. The kids like to see the pictures if you have them in print format or any other way. Pictures really help to tell the story. Flannel graphs if you have them, and there's some available around the church to help tell these stories, but use that text that you find in the scripture. And then, go ahead and use those videos, use the curriculum. Some of the curriculum have actual animated or different kinds of story pictures that they play through the story of the Bible, whether it's Noah's Ark or the children of Israel or some part of that story. You get to see that in the scripture, and then you also get to see those images on the screen, and your curriculum has resources to help you do that. Now, other ways. We can also get the kids engaged in it. Now, you might want to read the text first, but then hand out parts and tell the kids, hey, you're Abraham, and hey, you're Sarah, and you're the three angels, including the angels of the Lord, and let's act this out. And then perhaps you read from the scripture as the kids spontaneously, and they're good at this, spontaneously act out those scenes. And that's a lot of fun. We call that, acting it out. We might call that a reader's theater, where there's somebody reading from the Bible, and then there's people acting it out or pantomiming it out. All those ways are fun for the kids, and they really, really find themselves engaged in it. Another way to do that is to act it out with props. And I'm going to attempt a couple of examples for you. Here they are.
Hi folks, welcome to WBIBLE Network. We're here today in a deserted, arid area, and we're here to interview this interesting looking character with a tie around his neck. Oh, hello. Hi.
Hello.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Noah.
And what are you doing out here with all these tools and wood?
Well, it's gopher wood.
Oh, and what are you building?
God told me to build an ark.
What's an ark?
Well, that's what I said. God, what's an ark? Turns out it's like a very, very, very big box.
And why are all these animals starting to assemble here?
Oh, I know. Well, God has a plan. He will have all the animals go upon the ark, and then he will close the door, and then the rain comes.
Why is God sending rain?
Well, rain is water that falls from the sky, and it will fill up the land with water, and everybody will be lost.
I wondered about that. Why is everyone going to be lost?
God is tired of sin, and there is so much sin in the land. People are not following God's ways, and somehow I found grace in the eyes of the Lord, and well, I'm building the ark.
You heard it here, folks. WBIBLE Network.
You can't come on the ark.
We're not allowed?
No, only me and my family.
Oh, and all the animals.
And two of each kind.
A special type of two?
Just the two kinds, the boys and the girls, the boy lions and the girl lions, and the boy zebras and the girl zebras, and the boy giraffe and the girl giraffe, and they will all come together. No unicorns.
You heard it here. Back to you.
So as you can see, I'm a bit of a ham, but I enjoy that part immensely, whether it's just something to put over your head or a microphone, any little prop like that, kids get real excited about. And they get that you're not really the Bible character. They like to let you have that. My wife and I play that off each other quite a lot. You know, I'll pretend to be someone for a little while and then we'll kind of come out of it and it'll be just fine. And the kids aren't too distracted or they're not too confused by that. So it's fun and it's a good way to do it. It's all about engagement. When the kids are engaged, I mean, engagement fixes almost everything. It's amazing. If you've got kids that are struggling to behave, they're distracted, they want to mess around, you get some engagement going, like a story that they're involved in or that they're watching, and if there's a little drama to it, a little bit of acting, a little bit of humor engaged in that, oh man, it just almost always fixes those behavior problems right away. Engagement also brings out that little kid that's sort of quiet and is just sort of looking down, and you know, if as long as we're all in the Bible, their eye contact's down, but then when we're doing something else, you still look over and you see their eye contact is still down on the text, and then you just wonder if you're getting through to them. And all of a sudden, you come out with a little skit or a play, and they're all over it. So that's a lot of fun. Engagement is the key to just about any kind of teaching, and especially in Sunday school. So here's some other things I like to do. These are some questions or comments or what I would call a little prompt to help you connect the lesson to the kids. So let's say, this first one is, nowadays people like to, when we have a scene where perhaps in the book of Daniel with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and the whole place, everybody's bowing before Nebuchadnezzar. Well, that's hard to connect to. Kids don't see how that goes on today. What idols do we have? So we might say something like, nowadays, people like to maybe bow down in front of their television set, or they bow down in front of their phone and they just absorb media content all the time. Nowadays, an idol might be something like the media or the media content or sports, or you can come up with a lot of them if you just think about what's the nowadays equivalent to maybe idol worship or another theme that you're looking at from the scripture. Here's another one. How about, this story reminds me of a time. Recently I did one about how God warns us and sin is crouching at your door and be careful. Temptation comes along. And I remember being 4 years old and wanting to touch the stove. This stove was glowing red and it was beautiful and it just looked so appealing. I just wanted to reach up there and touch it. And of course my mother said, no, don't touch the stove, that'll hurt. Even to the point of seeing me reach for it and kind of giving me a little swat and told me, bad idea. Well, you know what? Eventually I managed to get up there and get my hand on that stove. So I had to learn that lesson the hard way. There's all kinds of connections to be made from a Bible story to hopefully a story in your life where you saw that play out. A nowadays story, but more personal. And then, of course, we have this one. If I'd have been there, I would have, or you can put that to the kids. If you were there, all these people are bowing before an idol, and they know better. They're not supposed to bow down to anyone. They're just only to worship God, and they're bowing down to an idol. Well, if I were there, I would have, what would you have done? Would you have looked around at people on both sides and said, well, if they're going to do it, I guess I better do it. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to stand out and be different. Would you be that way? If I were there, I would have stood up and said, no way, what are we doing? Let's all stand up. Let's not bow to this idol no matter what happens. Well, that's what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did. And so that's a kind of a cool connection. What would you do if you were there? So make that connection. That all goes to engagement. Engagement is key. Engagement draws the kids in. Engagement. That's what'll make your story or Bible lesson really come alive for the kids.